Right now, over 70 million Americans are in the path of not one, not two, but three potentially dangerous storm systems developing over the next 72 hours. If you are anywhere from Texas to Maine, the next 5 days could dramatically impact your life. What you are about to see in the next 8 minutes could be the difference between being prepared and being caught off guard. At minute 3:20, I'll reveal which major cities face the highest tornado risk in the next 6 hours. And if you stay until minute 5, I'll show you exactly when the massive nor'easter will hit your specific area. Let me show you something shocking. Over 10 million people right now are under severe weather alerts. That number will triple by tomorrow morning. And here is what most weather forecasters aren't telling you. This storm system is actually slowing down, which means more time for dangerous conditions to develop. The atmosphere is loading up with storm fuel as we speak. Dew points are climbing into the upper 50s and low 60s across Kentucky and southern Indiana. That's 20 to 25 degrees above normal for mid-February. When you combine that with wind shear values off the charts, you get a recipe for rotating storms. The Storm Prediction Center is already highlighting a corridor from Louisville through Indianapolis to Cincinnati as the danger zone. But here's the twist nobody saw coming. The low-pressure center that was supposed to race through the Ohio Valley is now crawling. It's moving at just 15 miles per hour when models predicted 30. That means warmer, more unstable air is surging further north than expected. Areas that thought they were safe are now in play. Let me give you the timeline you need. Right now, at this very moment, scattered showers are moving through northwestern Indiana and northeastern Illinois. By noon today, the real show begins. East of St. Louis, we are expecting storm cells to rapidly organize. These aren't your typical February rain showers. We talking about supercells with rotation. Between 1 p.m. and 4 p.m. this afternoon, the highest tornado threat exists along the Indiana-Kentucky border. Cities like Louisville, Evansville, Lexington, and Cincinnati need to be on high alert. Your tornado risk isn't low, it's elevated. That means tornadoes are not just possible, they likely in this window. Here is what makes today dangerous. We have multiple ingredients coming together at the same time. Wind shear? Check. Instability? Check. Moisture? Check. It's like having gasoline, oxygen, and a spark all in the same place. Something's going to ignite. By 6 p.m. tonight, storms push into Ohio and Pennsylvania, but they all be weakening. The severe threat drops significantly after sunset. However, and this is critical, we are not done. Not even close. Behind this severe weather, winter roars back with a vengeance. Tonight through Friday, a massive area of heavy snow develops across the Midwest. Des Moines, Omaha, you are looking at 6 to 10 inches of snow. Madison, Milwaukee, Green Bay plan on 8 to 12 inches. Even Chicago could see 3 to 5 inches by Friday afternoon. The Upper Peninsula of Michigan, you are in for a blockbuster snowfall. We are reforecasting 16 to 24 inches through Saturday morning. That's 2 feet of snow in some locations. Roads will become impassable. Travel will be dangerous. Now here comes the part most people haven't heard about yet. This weekend, we retracking a potential nor'easter that could rival some of the biggest storms we've seen in years. And I'm about to tell you exactly which cities are in the bullseye. Saturday starts quietly. Too quietly. Arctic air floods the East Coast. Temperatures crash 20 to 30 degrees below normal. Boston drops to 8 degrees. New York City hits 12. Philadelphia reaches 10. Washington, D.C. struggles to get to 15 degrees. These are dangerous, bone-chilling temperatures. But cold air alone doesn't make snow. You need moisture. And that's exactly what's setting up late Saturday into Sunday. A weak disturbance off the Carolina coast begins tapping into Atlantic moisture. The GFS model, which has been remarkably consistent for the past 4 days, shows rapid intensification Sunday afternoon. Let me be very specific about timing. Sunday morning starts with light snow developing across Virginia and Maryland. By noon, snow spreads into the Delaware Valley. Philadelphia, Wilmington, you will see snowflakes before lunch. By 3 p.m. Sunday, heavy snow bands set up from Washington, D.C. through Baltimore into Philadelphia and southern New Jersey. Sunday evening is when this storm potentially explodes. We're talking about a bomb cyclone. That's a technical term for a storm that rapidly intensifies, dropping at least 24 millibars in 24 hours. When storms do this off the East Coast, they produce crippling snowfall. The European model is more conservative, showing a weaker system with lighter snow amounts. But the GFS model, it's painting a picture of 12 to 18 inches from northern Virginia through Maryland into southern Pennsylvania and central New Jersey. New York City could see 8 to 12 inches. Boston might pick up 6 to 10. Here's what you need to understand. This isn't a forecast you can ignore if you are on the East Coast. Even if the storm ends up weaker than the GFS suggests, we are still looking at significant snow. The difference is between a major headache and a historic event. Let me give you city-by-city details. If you are in Richmond, Virginia, expect snow to begin Sunday morning around 8 a.m. Heavy snow likely from noon through 6 p.m. Storm winds down after midnight. Total accumulation 6 to 12 inches. Washington, D.C., your snow starts around 10 a.m. Sunday. Heaviest snow between 2 p.m. and 10 p.m. Monday morning commute will be a disaster, expecting 8 to 14 inches. Baltimore, nearly identical timing to D.C. Snow begins late Sunday morning, peaks Sunday evening. 10 to 16 inches possible. Philadelphia, you are in the heart of the heaviest snow potential. Snow starts around noon Sunday, doesn't end until Monday morning. We could be looking at 12 to 18 inches. This would be one of the biggest February snowstorms in decades for you. New York City, snow arrives Sunday afternoon around 2 p.m. Heavy snow Sunday night through Monday morning. Rush hour Monday will be severely impacted. Forecast 8 to 14 inches. Boston, you are on the northern fringe. Snow begins Sunday evening around 6 p.m., continues through Monday afternoon. Amounts 6 to 12 inches. But wait, there's more. Wind is going to be a major player in this storm. Coastal areas from the Delmarva Peninsula through New Jersey to Long Island and Cape Cod should prepare for wind gusts of 45 to 60 miles per hour. That is strong enough to cause power outages. Combine that with heavy wet snow and you've got a recipe for widespread electrical problems. Now, if you are planning outdoor activities this weekend, let me help you make informed decisions. Mardi Gras in New Orleans, you are in great shape. Temperatures in the upper 50s and low 60s with sunshine. Perfect weather for parades and outdoor celebrations. Super Bowl 60 in Santa Clara, California was earlier this month. But for those attending NBA All-Star Weekend in Los Angeles, February 13th through 15th, expect mild conditions. Daytime highs near 65 degrees with partly cloudy skies. No weather concerns for outdoor events. The Daytona 500 on February 21st in Florida looks fantastic. Upper 70s with sunshine, ideal racing weather. However, if you are attending the Great American Outdoor Show in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, currently running through February 9th, be prepared for snow. The Philadelphia Flower Show starting February 28th. That's indoor, so you're safe from the nor'easter. The Saranac Lake Winter Carnival in New York, Adirondacks running through February 15th will have plenty of snow and cold. Perfect for winter activities. Temperatures in the teens and 20s. Fire and ice festivals across Pennsylvania this month will see reinforcements of cold air and additional snow after this weekend's storm. Great for ice sculptures, challenging for travel. For those planning trips to Yosemite to catch the famous firefall phenomenon in late February, the Sierra Nevada mountains will see several feet of snow over the next 10 days. Roads may be closed intermittently. Let me give you forecasts for more cities across America because I know you need specifics. Atlanta, you dodged severe weather today, but cold air arrives Friday. Temperatures drop from the 60s today to the 30s by Saturday. No snow expected. Nashville, same story. Cold but dry this weekend. Upper 20s to low 30s Saturday and Sunday. Detroit, you are in the snow zone. Friday into Saturday brings 6 to 10 inches. Then the nor'easter Sunday could add another 2 to 4 inches on the tail end. Cleveland, heavy lake effect snow develops Friday through Saturday. 10 to 16 inches possible. The nor'easter Sunday adds 3 to 6 more inches on top of that. Pittsburgh, you are in a tricky spot. Friday brings 4 to 8 inches. Sunday's nor'easter could dump another 8 to 12 inches. Total weekend snowfall, 12 to 20 inches. Buffalo, lake effect machine fires up Friday. Expect 12 to 20 inches through Saturday. Sunday's storm adds 4 to 8 inches more. Albany, New York, the nor'easter is your main threat. Sunday through Monday, 10 to 16 inches. Hartford, Connecticut, 8 to 14 inches Sunday into Monday. Providence, Rhode Island, 8 to 12 inches with the nor'easter. Portland, Maine, 6 to 10 inches as the storm's northern fringe clips you. Now let's talk about temperature whiplash because it's going to be extreme. Today, Louisville reaches 62 degrees. By Saturday morning, you will wake up to 16 degrees. That is a 46-degree temperature drop in 36 hours. Cincinnati from 60 today to 14 Saturday morning. Indianapolis from 58 to 12. These aren't just cold snaps. These are dangerous Arctic blasts. Wind chill values. Saturday morning will be life-threatening across the Midwest and Northeast. Chicago, wind chill of -8. Minneapolis, -25. Detroit, -5. These are conditions where frostbite can occur in less than 30 minutes of exposure. The pattern going forward doesn't look any warmer. Another surge of Arctic air arrives Tuesday and Wednesday next week. Then yet another cold blast is possible the final weekend of February. Winter is far from over. In fact, we may be entering the most active pattern of the entire season. The polar vortex is collapsing, which means more frequent Arctic air outbreaks. La Nina is transitioning to neutral conditions, which often leads to volatile weather patterns in late winter. Historical data shows that some of the biggest East Coast snowstorms happen in late February and early March. We rewrite in that window. The ocean temperatures are finally cold enough to support heavy snow instead of rain. All the pieces are in place for multiple significant winter storms between now and mid-March. So what do you need to do right now? If you are in the severe weather zone today, have multiple ways to receive warnings. Charge your phones. Know where your safe place is. Basements and interior rooms on the lowest floor are safest. If you are in the snow zone Friday through Monday, stock up today. Grocery stores will be madness tomorrow. Get bread, milk, batteries, medications. Fill your gas tank. Check your snowblower. Find your shovel. Charge all devices before the storm. Have flashlights ready. If you lose power in these temperatures, it becomes a life safety issue quickly. Don't travel Sunday or Monday if you're anywhere from Virginia to Massachusetts. This isn't worth the risk. Airlines are already allowing free changes for flights this weekend. Comment below with your city and I'll personally reply with your specific forecast. Seriously, I want to help you prepare. Drop your location right now. Are you in the tornado zone today, the snow zone this weekend, the nor'easter path Sunday? Tell me where you are. The most important update is coming tomorrow at 2 p.m. when we'll have the final track of the nor'easter nailed down. Subscribe and turn on notifications because if this storm shifts even 50 miles, it changes everything. 50 miles determines who gets 6 inches versus 18 inches. This is a rapidly evolving situation. What I've shown you today is based on the best data available right now, but these storms are fluid. They change. That is why you need to stay connected here for updates every 6 hours until this is over. One more thing before you go. Share this with anyone you know on the East Coast. They need to see this information. Knowledge saves lives in situations like this. The difference between being prepared and being caught off guard comes down to information. Tomorrow's video breaks down the hour-by-hour timeline for the nor'easter with updated snowfall maps. You won't want to miss it. I'll see you then. Stay